Hey there, Capricorn, and welcome to your week of December 13th, 2021 general tarot reading. We're going to be looking at your energy coming into this week, some possible challenges for you, as well as some possible outcomes. And we're going to do some clarifiers and tie everything off with an oracle card at the end. So you're going to want to stick around for all that. These are general readings, though. They're Capricorn, so some of it, all of it, or none of it may resonate with you. If it does, that's great. If it doesn't, it's just not part of your message. So don't try to make something fit that doesn't. Hello, Spike. Thank you for coming into view here, buddy, to bless this reading. Without further ado, with the table shake to set us off, let's see what we got here for you, Capricorn. Here on the left, your energy coming into this week is the Five of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and Zawoldo, the world. So I'm liking that. With the Five of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords, you may feel kind of on your own at this time. The Four of Swords can be a card of solitude, a card of healing, a card of, it's sort of a time to be alone, gather your thoughts, things of that nature. And with the Five of Pentacles as well, you may feel kind of like you're left out in the cold as well. Maybe feeling a little disconnected from your friends and family, your loved ones in general, or just the world in general, maybe even, not even necessarily your loved ones, but maybe just kind of feeling a bit of a disconnect there as well. And with the world here as well, this big completion I feel like has happened for you. I feel like some sort of big realization, maybe something you have to process on your own in order to move forward here at this time. We all need that time alone to kind of gather our thoughts here. Some of us, Capricorn, don't necessarily work so well, talking it out with someone else. Sometimes you just need to kind of process things on your own before you move forward and work with somebody else here to really hammer down how you're feeling or what you're thinking and what have you. So in the center position here, we've got the Strength card, the Strength card, the Seven of Swords, and the Eight of Cups. This is your challenges for this week. The Strength card is Leo's card, so you may have Leo in your chart. You might be dealing with a Leo as well this week. But here you might feel like you're not strong enough, because you're feeling left out in the cold, and you're by yourself. Maybe you feel like you can't get through this on your own. Maybe you don't have it in you. You're kind of withdrawing into your shell and walking away from someone as well here. With the Seven of Swords, it is a card of protection. So I kind of see this here where you're trying to protect yourself by walking away from something here. Some sort of thing that you've maybe realized, or maybe you're walking away from a situation because maybe you concluded that this isn't necessarily something that you want, right? With the world, this big time completion, this realization, you may have realized that maybe this is a situation you don't want to be in, a job you don't want to be at, a person you don't want to have a part of in your life. And this is kind of what you're doing here in order to get away from them. You're sort of walking away here with the Eight of Cups, trying to protect yourself with the Seven of Swords. And maybe, it's taking more strength than you feel like you have in you with the Strength card to do this, right? And this is kind of what's maybe why you're kind of off by yourself. Maybe you're making them feel left out in the cold. If this is a person where you're kind of like being distant and stuff, because you're trying to process what is really going on here, how this is going for you. Like for myself, I used to know a person back years ago, and they came back into my life, and not long, last year, the year before, and at first everything was going fine between the two of us, but then eventually I ended up having to cut them out because they were very pessimistic, to the point where they just didn't want to even entertain a solution. Right, they just kind of want to suffer for some reason. I would, I put out hey, maybe you could try this or that to try and work out of this situation. You don't have to do it. It's just a suggestion or what I might do if I was in your shoes, that kind of a thing. But they just absolutely would not entertain anything I said or anyone else said, and just routinely would just bring negativity into my life, every day, just talk about how things are going so wrong. And that would affect myself so badly. And I would feel so negative. And in order to protect myself, I had to stop talking to them. And eventually I just actually told them I didn't want to talk to them anymore unless they were going to be positive and talk constructively with me. And and there's nothing wrong with, of course, talking about your feelings and stuff and having a shoulder to cry on. But this was every day for about 6 months, and they just would not do anything about it, right? So that's where I'm kind of at my limit, where it's like, if you're gonna go on for that long, you're not even gonna try and make a change at all, then I don't want to hear it because it was seriously affecting my mood as well, where I was thinking like I couldn't get out of any of my problems as well. So you might be dealing with a situation like that. Sorry for the tangent there, but I just something clicked with me there in that kind of situation for myself. But in your resolutions phase here, speaking of positivity and such here, we got the Queen of Wands here, along with the Emperor and the Page of Pentacles. Now, the Emperor and the Queen of Wands, I really like this combination because the Emperor talks about being balanced and being mature and authoritative, of course, and taking charge and being upfront about things here with all these rams on his throne here. He's very upfront. He's very much like, I'm going to take charge. I'm going to take responsibility for my actions. He's also quite balanced here with the orb and the scepter in his hand, sort of that masculine, feminine energy with him. You may not, most people may not think that with the Emperor, but that does represent, he has that balance. He may not show his feminine side, but he does have an imbalance to where he can be a very good ruler because of it. And he's also always ready as well. You can see like he's wearing armor underneath of his cloak here, like he's ready to go to war if necessary. And I just kind of feel here that, especially with him, I feel like you're being upfront and being responsible and being mature at this time. And with the Queen of Wands down here, she's got this sunflower in her hand. And sunflowers are always seeking happiness, positivity, and just good vibrations in general here. So I feel like for you here, Capricorn, that's what you're trying to do. Like, that's kind of how you're going to work your way out of this, is by being mature, balanced, responsible, taking charge, as well as being positive too. And with the Page of Pentacles on top of all this, I feel like keeping in mind that it will take time, right? This may feel like it's a kind of a burden here, this back half of this front half of the reading here. It may feel like, this is sort of a burden where, like, you feel like left out in the cold. You realize this person in this situation, you don't want to be in it anymore, and you're trying to walk away from it. It may take time to recover from after you cut that off, or you distance yourself from it, or what have you. It may take time to recover, but you are heading towards a positive outcome here with the Page of Pentacles, because you know that it's going to take time to grow this seed and eventually get it to where you want it to be, right? So that's fantastic. So we're going to get some clarifiers here for you, Capricorn. Hopefully this has been helping you out. Hopefully this has been resonating. Appreciate all the love and support you give, Capricorn. Thank you, and I'm sending some back out your way as well. Thank you so much. But remember, we're going to tie everything off with an oracle card at the end of the video, so you're going to want to stick around for that, and let's just get in. Let's see what we got here. We got the Six of Wands, rather, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles here. Yeah. Remember when I was kind of talking about that big long speech where I was talking about that person I used to know who was very negative all the time, and just all of that all the time. Where it's funny I mentioned the Knight of Wands, because the Knight of Wands is very much that kind of an energy, so maybe I just have that kind of person on my mind. But what I'm seeing here is you kind of having a bit of a disconnect here with the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles, because the Nine of Pentacles is about being independent, being on your own, and having success that way. The Three of Pentacles is about working on a team and having success that way. So very contradictory energies. I feel like maybe that's what's kind of going along through your mind at this time with whatever this is, this situation, this person, whatever it may be. That it just feels like, on the one hand, it feels like you kind of have to do everything on your own, and they're not willing to work on a team, even though maybe that's what you want. You want them to work on a team with you, even though you can do this on your own. Or it may feel like as well that this person is telling you one thing and saying another. The Six of Wands is a card of walking the walk and talking the talk, right? So it might feel like, you're here being honest and upfront and saying, like, you're independent. You can do this on your own. You can do this as a team, however you want to do it. But this person, for some reason, or this situation won't let you do that. It's kind of more maybe the person is saying one thing. They're saying, yeah, I want to work on a team and stuff, but then they're not doing anything to help you. Or if it's a relationship, for instance, it's kind of them saying, like, yeah, I do want to do all the things that you say we want to do, right? Like, like, I want to do all that stuff as well. And then they're just not doing it. They're just not showing that commitment, the same kind of commitment that you're giving forward. So let's take a look into your clarifiers for your challenge cards as well here. Capricorn, what do we got? There's that Knight of Wands. There's the Seven of Wands and the Page of Swords here. Yeah, with that Knight of Wands, like I say, that Knight of Wands energy is a selfish energy, especially where it's in your challenges. It's that person who really just wants the, they're a time and energy vampire. They really just go out for themselves and they don't care about anyone else, especially where it's in your challenge energies here. So, like I say, this might be what you're dealing with, a person or situation that's like that, where it doesn't give a damn about you, but it's just all about me, 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 right? And it doesn't care about whose feet it tramps on in the meantime. We got the Seven of Wands and the Page of Swords as well. Yeah, that Seven of Wands here, just trying to be like, you're trying to defend your position. You're trying to protect yourself. You're trying to hold on here at this time. And that Page of Swords, maybe try to communicate with this person that, like, or trying to just communicate that you're not happy about this and that you don't want this to go on, right? Like, that's, again, like what I was talking about with my situation. I tried to communicate with them. And at first it seemed like, yeah, we were all right, but then eventually it devolved back into what it was, and I eventually did have to cut them out. So you might be in a similar situation, as I was saying before, where you may have to cut this person out and just be like, I'm done with you, right? Because they're not willing to accept your messages. They're not willing to accept that communication you're trying to bring forward with that Page of Swords. So let's take a look and clarify your outcome cards as well and see what's happening, all right? What do we got here, Capricorn? Got that Queen of Pentacles, the Fool, I love it, and the Judgment card. I love all of that. If I didn't mention before, the Emperor is the sign of Aries, so you may have Aries in your chart. Might be dealing with an Aries this week as well. So, but as we go here, we got another Queen, the Queen of Pentacles. That's that nurturing mindset that all the queens have. But with the Queen of Pentacles, she really is the patient one. She knows that it's going to take time to grow. It's going to take time for things to eventually get to the point where you want them to be here. Much like the Page of Pentacles, he's got that plan. He's starting to gather all the pieces in order to commit to his plan here. And with the Queen of Pentacles, she's actually nurturing and growing it, much like a gardener would. So I'm loving that, and she is growing that abundance as well, which is great. And we got the Fool and the Judgment card as well. Fantastic. The Judgment card is that commitment. That's the card of saying, like, all right, this is what I'm doing, and like taking the action and going for it. Oh, pardon me. So I feel like that's you. That's you saying, like, I'm done with this. I'm cutting you out. I'm focusing on growing something for myself. I don't need you around here anymore, whether this is a person, like a lover, or just a person you've been dealing with who, is just bringing in all this negativity, making you feel bad, and, only doing things for themselves. You're saying, you know what, I'm done with you. I'm walking away. It's over. And I'm starting something new with the Fool. I'm beginning something. I'm going to grow something that's going to be for me, and I'm going to grow something that's going to be beautiful. So that's wonderful, Capricorn. So let's take a look at your oracle card, tie everything off. Thank you so much for being here, Capricorn. Appreciate it so much. Hopefully this has been helping you out, and hopefully this has been resonating with you. So let's see what we got for you. Got that Buffalo spirit. The abundant universe will provide. So yeah, it's just saying things are going to be provided. Like, you need to go out there and start growing, but the universe is going to be like, yeah, you want to grow? We'll provide you. We'll provide you with the fertile earth. We'll provide you with the seeds. We'll provide you with everything you need in order to grow and be wonderful, Capricorn. So that is awesome, Capricorn. Hope that helped you out. Hope that resonated with you. If you want to help out the channel, though, you can hit that thumbs up down below. You can subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already. Both those let YouTube know that you like what I do here. You can also, of course, check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign videos too after this one. See what might all be coming for you in the week ahead. Thank you again for being here with me, Capricorn, and I hope to see you in the next video.